So today we're going to talk about heat stroke. So what is heat stroke? So heat stroke is a result of dehydration and prolonged exposure to high temperature. And now, like heat stroke, usually it starts off with something like heat exhaustion, where your temperature is rising, but you're not at heat stroke yet. So it's kind of just like a progression of heat-related symptoms. So here are some of the symptoms of heat stroke. So we have headaches, dizziness, lack of sweating, muscle weakness, nausea and vomiting, confusion, seizures, and unconsciousness. So, who is most affected? The people that are mainly affected by heat stroke are usually people over the age of 50 because they get fatigued easier. But like young, healthy athletes can also be affected by heat stroke if they're just working themselves too hard. So now we're going to go into a discussion about how to prevent heat stroke. So, based on that knowledge of how heat stroke is caused by just overheating of the body, what do you think are some ways in which you can prevent heat stroke, Jasmine?
Well, it says in that first page that it's caused by dehydration and prolonged exposure to high temperature. So I would assume that it would be reasonable to stay dehydrated and drink lots of water to prevent it.
Yeah, stay hydrated. That's a great one. So, what do you guys think are some other ways to prevent heat stroke? Max?
Maybe stay out of the sun or don't be in the sun for a long period of time.
Yeah, so maybe you, if you're, say, want to go do an activity outside, you should really check the weather beforehand and see, like, if it's, say, like 40 degrees outside, like, you really shouldn't be outside that day or, like, only be outside for, like, at most an hour or something like that. So, yeah. Don't stay outside too long. What do you guys think? Jasmine?
So to prevent it from happening, like if you see a symptom taking place, like let's say you're starting to feel dizzy, or you're starting to get a headache, or you see that you're not sweating, or you're feeling weak, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I'd say if you sense that that's coming, I'd say get out of the sun right away or seek help to prevent it from going to further stages.
Yeah. So maybe look for, say, like early symptoms.
Of course.
What do you guys think, like, you want to maybe, like, wear? Because, like, if it's, say, like, 30 degrees with the Humidex, you probably don't want to be wearing, like, you know, a snowsuit or something. So what do you guys think are some, like, reasonable things to wear? Max?
Maybe like a light shirt that wicks sweat away so it doesn't build up.
Yeah, so I guess you just make sure you're wearing proper clothing. Okay. Now, can you think of maybe any other things that you might be wanting to wear, Max?
Maybe like a hat or bring an umbrella.
Yeah. So I guess like a way to shade yourself from the sun. Can you maybe think of, I don't know, any other things like maybe that you would apply to your skin?
Some sunscreen would help.
Yeah, sunscreen. Yeah.
Of course. I love that sunscreen.
Alright. So I think those are some really good things, or just ways to prevent getting heat stroke. So now we're going to go on to how to treat it. So first of all, if you see someone with that you think has heat stroke, you should first of all call 911. Because heat stroke is very serious and it can sometimes lead to death or like serious brain injury because like your whole body is overheating. So while like say you've called 911 and then 911 is coming, some things that you can do to prevent heat stroke treat it is first of all get the person out of the sun. and get them into a cool and shaded area if possible. Then what you want to start to do is start to slowly cool them down. Now you don't want to put them like immediately into like an ice cold bath because that could like shock their system. So you want to gradually cool them down. So maybe say here have like a ice pack and like a wet towel or something and put that like on their head. That'll cool them down better. So I like ice pack. And maybe you could also put them in kind of like, you can maybe put them in a bath, but like kind of gradually lower the temperature, and not just like obviously put them in like an ice cold bath because that'll shock their system. Alright, so now with that knowledge, we're going to go into some scenarios. Now that I've talked to you guys about how to treat it, we're going to go into kind of like a role play scenario. So let's say, okay, so Jasmine, you're going to be the person that has like heat stroke. So you're basically you're gonna feel some symptoms, and then you're going to pass out, and then everyone else will spring into action and help you. So okay, let's go.
It sure is hit hot today.
You feeling alright?
Oh, I think I'm a little dizzy. Oh, my vision's a little. Oh, I'm pretty weak. Oh.
Are you good now?
Okay.
Why don't you guys call 911?
I'll go call 911.
You gotta get an ice pack or something. You gotta cool him down. Yeah, put it on his forehead.
Yeah. Now
Get
you
him sit
guys.
up.
Yeah. Get him sat up. Okay, so you guys probably want to hydrate him, right?
Yeah, we got a water bottle.
Yeah.
You take the ice
Yeah.
pack off.
Yeah, give him some water.
Glug, glug.
No, just put your head back.
Alright, there we go.
Lean back.
It's probably good. Alright, and we'll just keep the ice pack on him.
Sure, I'm glad to be around Samaritans like you.
Okay, so now EMS has arrived and they'll take him away.
There's not the EMS.
Okay, and yeah, so that was a good job, guys. Alright.
Right, stop it.